unitaki. Uchitamangwara kwani nuzeko nawe fiti tigawanenge mwa bantu.
Sibu mfiti. You are too much panguku. Na Reaper Stock Feed.
Reaper.
Yes, Reaper Stock Feed has it all for your broiler chicks. Find us at plot number 20554 Chinika Industrial Area off Mumba Road, Lusaka. In all outlets, look around for Reaper Stock Feed. To find out more, call us on 0953 624050 or 0971 864700. Reaper Stock Feed, the feed masters.
All right, welcome back as we continue with the discussion this time around, picking your calls on 0962870921, 0953448551. Governance in the period before elections. What is the role of stakeholders in ensuring that coexistence and peace is maintained? Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
I'm okay, Mr. Oscar, Chendela.
Yes, Mr. Oscar.
Thank you very much. I was not going to my bosses usually and the wino sana. Eating your tarifa kuri America. But the problem tinga kwata pati fenga Zambia. Ukweba timbitu Afrika para America na chamfarira ndati ukuchefi akoli mbiuku imini na imikuingi. Usuma baba kusharufu yaba nesu kuriaka democracy kara moneka kwa diuli wonse kuti vamuchitakava ngani pama news wonse vamuishiva unchendesha lekana no tundarama nomba muno myesu kwali bakukaliaka kusarurura tabarati bakuishiveni shishita yobera ipwa so limwechirenga then nokuchinja ma constitution kuti mwamvafe maironi constitution irate constitution so kwena ifu kufika pali America chilefa ikokwata amano asumano mutimo usuma wakweva tuli wonse mwa muchitakava kwatikumira vaseire mweneka okuli konse bati bamuishiva nombe chisamuchitika takwe vati varefa vamuishive ni chilimbire chitakwe na ipwa so ngatwa membera paliria kuti chatwafa sana. Thank you mugombe bwino.
Thank you, Oscar. 096287 0921 0953448551. Talk at 6. Good evening.
Good evening, Raju.
Good evening. How are you?
Fine, Moses.
Yes, Moses.
I know this period we are going into, there will be a lot of promises. Some are attainable, some not attainable. So how can you help us as voters to know that these promises are attainable and these ones are not attainable? And then the other thing is, for me, I'm of the idea that maybe in the future or in future elections, why can't we change our constitution where we can begin to pick a president maybe from each province? Like they do in Tanzania, find that maybe Zanzibar, or this time maybe Pasankako. Why can't we have such a system whereby, okay, now it will be maybe Western, this time it will be Northern, or this time, because the way we are going, I don't think there is the drive for a chance.
All right, we can respond to these two before we pick more calls. You have like 4 minutes to respond to
these
calls.
are extremely brilliant contributions, especially Oscar, who's coming from Copper Belt, where he says in a democracy where you want good governance, I think coverage of individuals, they must be given good space at these public stations, media, the media houses. And then also he talked about the constitution itself, the level at which we have been changing. It has been raising a lot of suspicion. And then also you find that this is the reason why that people are made to stand even more than what they expect to stand. The good thing which he talked about is having a good heart for making sure that we accommodate the others. Basically, he was talking about the same. These are very important cardinal points that he has made, observations, and they need to be taken on board. That we need to cover everyone, and everyone should be given good coverage the way they do it. we get again to the United States of America, but that's basically a good yardstick for us. Although I know they could have problems here and there when it comes to policing, especially the police, where we find that they have a challenge of the minorities when it comes to policing. But when it comes to the way they conduct their elections, their democracy seems to be far much better than ourselves. The other one, Moses talks about also the way we can remove this issue of fake promises and attainable promises, is to make sure that what this other one was talking about, equal coverages, and then we can also on a national level, starting from ward level, constituency level to district level, until eventually the presidential level, if people can come, we are talking about the manifestos, people should be able to come up with their manifestos and then be able to debate them on these national TV stations, and then also through radio stations, so that at the end of the day they are able to debate and people know that what the other one is talking is attainable or not. But if we just let the person to continue just talking the way it is now with the advent of social media, somebody can just be lying to everyone. You think you are blocking him when you are now giving him an arsenal to lie even further. Because even when you are blocking him, you are not giving him national coverage, that one. You will be able to lie. But if you are giving such a one to lie to the whole nation, people will be able to see through that person. So it's important that we participate in good coverage, where our colleague Oscar from the Koba Belt, so that's a brilliant point. And this other one for Tanzania, where they have Zanzibar, it's an island, and you know, just like Zambia, for them to become one Tanzania, they had to bring Zanzibar and then also the mainland, so that they can have one. So basically, I think ours, it's the best, because you know, it's based on meritocracy. Our Zambian democracy, it's far much better than even that one in South Africa. It's far much better than that one which is in Botswana. Because ours, it's up to an individual. It doesn't matter, because the other one, if we look at this regionalism, you'll find that Tanzania and Zanzibar, they compromise on one thing. The people from Zanzibar, they're more Muslims. The other one, maybe they're not all that Christians, but they are just more like Africans, the Swahilis. So basically, there is that compromise which happened. Even if you go to Nigeria, but ours, that of Zambia, were 72 tribes. I would love to see a president coming from a minor tribe, the way it is in South Africa, where I find that Mandela, Mandela comes from the Xhosa tribe, which is very minimal. But this one, where I was saying that we need to have each province rotating, we would deliberately put too much emphasis on not on regionalism and tribalism, instead of looking at merit. So we have to be meritocracy the way it is, but we can still attain that position. We have only done now 29 years in that democracy of politics.
Okay, 0962870921, 0953448551. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Bwino mwachoma bwanji.
Mukambana wa Mwinga, Mulenga, Chilungamo, Mukondo mkuru wanga mwaseweza bwanji.
Bwino, muni bwanji wa boss. Mwaseweza bwanji naima.
Viposta esako, mavuto chianjala mesiza sira manjei.
Yeah.
Mukondo kama ya wanga imu makamba, ande chameni mkonderani, makumana maredio ambili, simu makamba muzwa Tupele imu makamba vintu, vakuchisimwa vintu vakuti mundu atisanga vele. Ande ukamba ya zona mkuru wanga imasembe munali mapati enangwaya asembe 2021 taganza to pass in vote. Ande kama vuto muri mu PF. Yamina tiburesera mavuto mkuru wanga munga yimweka wa Mukondo imukondani maniki mkuru wanga chwa makamba Guinness mutali wonsa makamba vitu vile vilili.
Manje la Mwenga tente kampe pali role of stakeholders muri governance mwaimvela topic ziko mokwambiri pitirizani.
Jameli kamba mai Jamene sa ukamba chwanga timapeza na muntu amene safuna vande onde chwa kuja kamba voipa bantu mai nyamene mabolesa mavuto ngati leader abwera kustudio ayamba kukamba pali chite nyamene mabolesa ma problem anje mongati mwamvera pamene wayambira kuchoka pamene wayambira kalibe kukamba leader ali wonse bakamba straight vintu vamene vizatitatiza kusogolo bapitiriza mdala batamenga pembe chabe uzako wanyamata munga wanyamata wamene wakonda kumenyana menyana wa PF chwana wamene wamati chaya mdala tete machayo kwa PF tayamikira timverera
Ziko
0962870993448551. Good evening.
Madam. Ziko mukwambiri mwasebenza bwanji.
Bwino naimwe mwachoma bwanji.
Nachoma bwino bakulu banchito mwasebenza bwanji.
bwino tasebenza bwino ka moyo mwasebenza bwanji.
No, tasebenza bwino mukamba na ba Dr. Mainza batumira ku mukolo wa ditwewo.
Yeah, Mainza.
Nyama, yeah. Nkani zamene mwagwira mkonzi. Mwakamba bwino maningi. Koma vuto chabe ametili nayo ni amene ya violence. Violence yaoneka monga ndiye yavuta. Chifukwa EPF mwamene bwelesera violence yafika pa stage poleka kulemekeza bakapokola. So indication pa jamanje iononga zini achipani ya PF. Kuma bene bakamushwa mu nyumba mwaka nikani za nyumba mwawese bazasebenzerapo. Because 2021 tifuna osokoneza pankani ya violence. Then point number 2 ni nkani za mene zinali kubwera za chitulika hizi. Chitulika is just like a compound ya mvekati ni constituency. So tifuna na evei mukayangane kupantawija. Point number 3 kuli issue ya baene chavula. Uja chavula simu zandieni, simu ziva, koma napezeka mu system. Yo chinja ma figures na ID wa mpasa from ECZ. So please 2021 tiziva izankala yo kaba. Vija vitakapezeke endi musebenzerepo.
Ziko Mokwambiri. You can respond to that, Mr. Mukondo.
I think Comrade Mwinga and then also Mainza, they are just talking about the same thing, and that is violence. And when we talk about violence, I think it comes from both parties, the many political parties which have a high representation in the National Assembly, and that is the PF and the UPND. And as I said, since both political parties, they have amassed a lot of experience, it's important that we start building that concessionalism now. Is it
so from where we are,
where
it's like unfounded for somebody to say the PF
yes,
is the one
PF
that is causing violence,
because it will now be talking of tit for tat. But what is important that this is the time, and they need to be talking about these issues so that at the end of the day we remove the suspicion. As I talked about the rigging, if we talk too much about rigging, it means we are calculatively talking about sowing violence in our people. And we know that rigging undermines the will of the people, the desires of our people, and the wishes of our people. So it's important that we continue inculcating that spirit of making sure that for those who are in the ruling party, they do the promises like my brother talked about, those promises which are attainable. And then for those who are in opposition, this is the cardinal time that they should also demonstrate leadership through talking, like the way the two have talked about condemning violence. It should not be the thing of, the Bible talks about you have a log in your eye, and then you are able to see the speck in your friend. So basically it could be one of the sides. It could be the PF which has a rogue in the eye, or the UPND which has a rogue in the eye, and then they are able to see the speck. But if we come together as integrated stakeholders, starting from now, we'll be able to iron out these differences, and we'll be able to move forward. And I love the way forward, the way Oscar has talked about it, and that is talking about the coverage itself. Let's cover all the aspirants that they are given the equal opportunity of being on their manifesto across the nation, so that at the end of the day, they will fail on their own. But where you find that you are shooting the other one, I think those politics, they have come to an end, especially that we have now social media, which is streaming more live than in fact the traditional media. So basically it's paramount that we realize that even if we use the old methods, it's no longer working. But we can see what happened to the United States of America. I'm using the United States of America as a yardstick because there are a lot of things that happened there in America in 2016, where you have Donald Trump was not being covered by CNN, he was not being covered by these major players in the media world, but he was having his coverage through a small media communication, but he was able to get in touch with everyone.
Is it Fox TV or something?
Yeah, Fox TV. Fox TV. But she managed to bring down these mighty TV stations which are all over the world. And it's timely anyway. But it's important that our democracy got, as we are imaging, more transparency, and we allowed everyone to be seen.
Mr. Mukondo, I'll get your conclusion in 2 minutes.
I'm highly honored to be here, and I think the best time to prepare ourselves so that we manage well this coming election, it is now, so that we can remove those suspicion of rigging. It's this period. And then the other one, if we are to manage well this period, we need to manage and protect this peace that we have, that God has given us. Remember that our men and women, they are 24/7 guiding this peace. So we are not the only stakeholders as politicians or as governance activists, but this Zambia is a Zambia for everyone. So when you hear your friend is saying this is a Zambia for everyone, that's where disgruntlement starts from. Today people will be disgruntled bit by bit if you are not giving them enough space. So we will manage well this period if we only build our democracy through accommodating everyone's views, and then also having that attentive ear to everyone. So with that, we also call upon the opposition to be the determiners of this level of peace that we are cherishing and we are having in our hands. And it's I would want to pick one mature politician, one Michael Chirufyasata, in 2006, where you find that people on the Koba Belt, they are even telling him, Bamdala, we want to come and burn things there in Lusaka. And then he said, no. I have children, I have a family, and I have everything. If we have lost this election, let us swallow a bitter pill, let us move on. So basically, it's from such, we have had before people who have been able to swallow a bitter pill. So it's not the first time. And then also, Kaunda himself, in 1991, is among us, and that's a very good example of what we want to have as a Zambia.
The patriarch of Southern Africa.
Yes, Southern Africa. If Kaunda refused, just imagine in 1991, where are we going to have this? Where are we going to have this democracy? By now, where are we going to be? So those are some of the questions that we should linger in our minds. These are timely period that we should cement our democracy. With that, I thank you.
All right, and this is where we end the Talk at 6 this evening. Dear listener, thank you so much for listening. The guest has been Mr. Erasmus Chendela Mukondo, who is a governance activist. Thank you so much, Mr. Mukondo, for coming through to Talk at 6.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
And the topic has been governance in the period before elections. What is the role of stakeholders in ensuring that peace and coexistence is maintained? Thank you so much. My name is Juliet Makwama, and keep listening to the voice of development. Bye-bye.
Talk at 6 on Millennium Radio was brought to you by Reaper Stockfeed, the Feed Masters.
Jimange.